Hey there, everyone. This is Sarah.
And this is Andy.
And this is Angie.
And we're Mouse out of the House.
Today, we're going to be taking you with us on an amazing cruise to the beautiful Alaska, where we're going to enjoy the natural beauty of wild places, some wild things, the awe-inspiring shows, the onboard sights, and so much more, guys. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and buckle up for today's awesome adventure.
Well, hello there. Fancy seeing you here. We are super excited to have you join us on our trip to Alaska via the Silversea's Nova. This is actually our first time on a Silversea's cruise, which is now owned by Royal Caribbean, by the way. But we do have extensive experience with the Disney cruise liners and a little bit of experience with some others. We've actually been on every Disney ship minus the Wish, but that one is scheduled, and we absolutely love those cruises and are super excited to get to try these out.
Day one of the trip started out great. With plenty of sunshine and good friends, really who could ask for more? We are here today in the beautiful city of Vancouver, British Columbia. This is our second time visiting this lovely city. We took a previous cruise with Norwegian Cruise Lines that ended here several years ago. And we have nothing but good things to say about Vancouver. Our first moments in the city were a flurry of noises, smells, and sounds. So today is boarding day. But we're here a little early before the cruise takes off, so we decided to spend our time taking in the city and the sights. Neither disappointed. This area has a jaw-dropping view just about everywhere you turn. We especially enjoyed all of the bay views of the cityscape that we could have made a dozen postcards out of. Walking around with the sea breeze in your hair and the taste of salt in the air was really the kickstart we needed before walking across the gangplank and onto the ship. It just really helped to put the trip ahead of us into perspective and to get our heads in a good place to enjoy the upcoming festivities. Walking onto the ship and getting to our room was a pleasant and easy experience. We found champagne waiting for us in our room upon our arrival. A lovely touch to a lovely room. We greatly enjoyed it as we got ready to sail away.
Let's start off by taking a look around our room. These are really large rooms with much more space than your average cruise, with living, bathroom, and storage space being so much more spacious than what we have ever experienced on any other cruise line. Nice furnishings and finish can be found everywhere you look. The thermostat in here is even a little extra, with a touch screen with multiple modes and settings, but you could also control the entire room from this pad. Now let's make our way to the closet. Yep, you heard me right, this room even has a functional walk-in closet. Because I don't know about you, but I always need a little extra space for clothes, shoes, and everything else. And on a trip this amazing, you want to have that outfit that makes you feel just right. This closet did not disappoint. Solid aesthetics and functional space are always a plus for us. Now on to the patio. We're still at dock, so the view is not extraordinary, but you can tell when things get kicked off, this is going to be a really nice place to have a cold one. We ended up spending more time out here than I care to admit. The patio has to be one of our favorite little extras.
Back inside the room, we can see it comes with a well-sized TV, a touchscreen command center, a phone, and of course your own personal mini fridge, which was kept stocked with our choice of drinks, beer, and wine. On any other cruise, that would definitely be paid extras. We found the rooms to have more than ample storage with the closet and many sets of drawers and cubbies to keep our things organized and at the ready for whatever you have planned aboard. The bathroom this room came with was more than luxurious. This may have been our second favorite part of the room. We will say these cruises are about 3 times the cost of the standard Disney cruise, but keep in mind when comparing, this is a door-to-door experience. That meaning it includes being picked up from your home, your flights, all transfers, pre-cruise hotel, your alcohol on board, your excursions, and the train ride from Seward to Anchorage, and your return back home. But what you get for the price is really impressive given the other experiences we have had.
While other cruise lines we've been on are generally focused on constant activities, Silversea's really takes it a little slower, with rooms like this stunning library for you and your party to explore and examine. We really love the decor in here, and they actually had a reasonable selection of books. But what if I brought my own, you may ask? Well, that would make the both of us. I don't know about you, but I always fly with more books than I need. This trip alone, I think there are 3 different books on a random variety of topics just thrown around the room. But with a library like this, I may just be able to catch up on my reading this trip. And that starry ceiling really ties it all together.
The interior lounges and seating areas around the ship are just as nice as the other amenities and decorations. This is one thing that was consistent throughout the entire ship: quality aesthetics and materials. Everything you see and touch on this ship just had a nice, clean feel to it. Nothing ends up feeling cheaply made or designed in a rush. You can tell that a number of skilled individuals put all this together with a greater motif in mind. They were able to accomplish this with a range of different decor styles, which is nice to see that everything goes together, but is far from the same or repetitive. With this style of cruise being less about the shows and activities, you want to have nice bars and lounges to spend your time at sea, enjoying oneself and the company of good friends, like Jack, Jim, and Johnny.
This ship also came with a reasonably sized casino. This is not really the location our group would really spend a lot of time at, so I can't say if this is a world-class gambling facility or not, but it was nice to walk through before things got a little too smoky for us. The dining rooms were well decorated and lit. We spent our dining time enjoying food and drink and the company of our friends, so this may be all that you get to see of this area with us. Art and decor around the ship were tasteful and well balanced. I can't really remember any areas with art that stuck out sorely. The top deck presents us with a stunning view of the water and the surrounding area as we take a walk around and soak up the sun, the salty air, and to try to find a place to enjoy our time leading up to the sail away.
A toast to you, a toast to us, and a safe trip to Alaska, and to making good memories with good friends. Sailing away is always one of our favorite parts of these trips. Getting to see the city and the docks you were just in gradually fade to nothing, and the little dots in the distance slowly becoming the mountains you will soon be passing by. On this trip, we had the pleasure of seeing this awesome little seaplane fly over the boat as we left the bay. Another cool note, because the ports are so diverse from one location to another, they have to have a local ship captain come on board to pilot the ship into dock. And then upon departing, the pilot has to take the ship back out to a certain point. At that time, they are picked up by a much smaller boat to go back to land. And that's what you're seeing here.
The view, once we get out to sea, is jaw-dropping. No matter how many coasts you get the privilege of seeing, each one just has its own unique beauty, and you really never know what you might see swimming out to the depths with you. Day 2 started off with the most beautiful sunrise. Getting to sit on your patio and watch the sun come up over the ocean while enjoying a nice hot cup of coffee may be one of the greatest luxuries of all. Or at least it felt like it this morning. The first snow-covered mountains had all of us glued to the windows. Growing up in Texas, the views and landscapes are just so different, but so fascinating, and it's so nice to see this difference in view. It was like once these mountains came into view, no one could take their eyes off of them.
Day 2 starts with us sailing along the inside passage. Today was slower than other cruises we have been on, with the majority of the time being spent in leisure, not rushing around, trying to hit the times on our schedule. This was both different and nice, since on other ships you can fill your schedule to the brim with desirable activities and end up feeling tired a lot of the time. But here, the emphasis is on relaxation and rest, especially since we had gone through 4 time zones at this point. There is entertainment such as the nightly shows at 10 p.m., but much of the day takes place around the bars and the lounges, where there is live music that starts early every evening.
Day 3 starts off as we pass more stunning natural beauty with the snow-capped mountains ever present in the distance. We slowly made our way to touch Alaskan soil for the first time as we began our adventure into the largest state in the United States. Breakfast and coffee on the patio as usual while we slowly sail into the bay is a lovely way to start the day. Just taking in all this natural beauty, I wish we could start every day like this. Docking happened smoothly, and before we knew it, we had streets appearing beside the ship, with signs of civilization becoming more and more present. The houses along the bay as we came into dock are just so cute, but I wonder how much upkeeping a house on the water like that would cost. Probably worth it for a view like this every morning.
We made it into dock at Juneau, and today we have plans with our group. We're going to do a little bit of exploring and a little bit of sightseeing. We have plans to visit a museum to learn about Alaska, its wild places, things, and resources. But first, let's take a quick look at this quaint little town as we make our way over to the museum. The mountains in the backdrop are just so picturesque. A cool fact we learned today from the locals: there's as many eagles in this town as there are people. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.